when Article 18 of the Workers Statute flies out the door and returns through the window. Jurisprudence, as we know, sometimes really has a certain sense of British humour in governing the interpretation of the law and consequently the economic fate of the labour market. Yet, the recent ruling of the Court of Ravenna of the 12th of January 2022 can only capture attention. In fact, with this ruling, the Judge of Merit openly contrasted with the orientation taken by the United Sections number 30985/17 regarding the consequences of the delay of the disciplinary dispute. The court expressly reasoned that these considerations are to be disregarded, thus reviving an interpretive theme now perceived obvious that, although the interpretive approach of the Supreme Court was correct, the conclusions drawn from the latter would instead be inconsistent. Certainly, it is not possible to criticise the sentence of the Court of Ravenna for having disregarded a ruling in the United Sections, as there is no constraint of stare decisis in our procedural system. However, the fact remains that the logical process followed by the Court of Merit is worthy of some reflections. In fact, according to the sentence in question, in the event of a late dispute, the applicable sanction is reinstatement, considering that the prolonged inaction of the employer in the face of the employee's behaviour can be considered an implicit declaration of the will not to prosecute the fact. What actually happened in the ruling in question is a real argumentative short circuit. In fact, the reasoning, which seen from the inside can also have its own consistency, if contemplated in its entirety, instead presents a showy, argumentative fallacy. This is because the judge has interpreted the general and abstract meaning of the norm, making use of the circumstances of concrete fact. In short, the verdict of the Court of Ravenna has interpreted the law by making use of the fact instead of subsuming the fact. This is in open contrast with the interpretive criteria dictated by Article 12 of the preliminary provisions. Therefore, if the judge in his own free conviction considers the fact forgiven by the employer, he could well consider the same non-existent but should justify this assumption on the basis of the circumstances juxta allegata et probata. Certainly, this is a renewed jurisprudential front that will in fact open the debate on Article 18 of the Workers Statute. Once again, making the employer's ex-ante predictability of the consequences of the dismissal very uncertain, despite the recent United Sections of 2017. Federico Manfredi, lawyer.